Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Pinstar Plays Tlatoani, episode 1. Tlatoani is a city builder game published by Paradox Arc and just came out in early access, current version 1.4. So what is Tlatoani? It's a city builder into the same styles as like the old Caesar and Impressions games, but this time we are the Aztecs in that realm and that time period. However, there is one very, very important difference between this game and some of the old Walker games, and I'm going to show you once we get in there. It's a big one, and probably one of the reasons why I've not done more Walker style games, but this one thwarts that problem. I'll show you. We're going to play a random map here. Let's see here. Oh, I can't even I can't pick my city here. Interesting. All right, we'll do typical trading. Basin is fine. Let's go with a river. That seems good. Presence. Let's spice things up with sporadic invasions. All right, so Texcoco is our home. Here's the capital, and then we have a foreign city, an allied city, and a hostile city, which we can interact with on the map. Here is our map, by the way. Interesting layout. Let's go for something. I want to go for something a little bit more, I don't want to say standard, but more, where the heck is our starting structures on this one? There we go. All right. It's just something a little bit more balanced is what I'm going for here. Right then, let's dive in. So, the old Impressions style games would have like service buildings, and the service buildings would spawn a walker. That's why I call them like the old walker style. And that service building that walker would give their services to whatever buildings they happen to wander past. The problem is that every time they hit an intersection of roads, they would just take a random turn. So you could have a service building whose walker just goes around and around and around and around and around the block constantly, and suddenly half of your city that previously had access to like a doctor or something suddenly loses access to their doctor, and half the city just devolves into chaos because some schmuck decided to turn right one too many times. That's not a problem in this game. You still have walkers. You still have people that give their services around, but they're more intelligent about where they go. They actually seek places out, from my understanding. So, yay. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got to get some of our basic resources done. We have a fortress to help defend us and provide security, and then we have our trading post. We can see that we are trading with the capital. The capital will buy and sell anything to us, but not at great prices. We're going to want to look at some of the other smaller cities to actually get better prices, but with more restrictive things. I'm going to turn off timber imports, only because we are lousy with trees here. So we can start with the amount of timber that we have here. Let's get a road going here. Our citizens will fell, some of the stuff that's in the way automatically. And then we're going to get a sawyer to start cutting down the trees for more regular amounts of timber. Yeah, that should be good. 2 of them, but separated enough that they each get their own swath of trees. Now up here we've got ourselves swamplands. We can do fields on here, but we kind of have to reclaim the swamp. Also, these areas kind of flood from time to time, sort of like the old Pharaoh series. But this also is peak fertility, as you can see down here. Not so much on the upper land. So what I'm probably going to do is build my city proper up here, and then do all of my farming down here. Right then, let's... Alright, so we want to get more of our basics in here. I am going to get you up, because they'll just build a ramp up here. Alright, so we want a few farmers' huts. Farmers' huts are required to do, well, farming, as the name implies. So you need farmers' huts specifically. Now, the other thing is that they house citizens besides farmers. Farmers are not the only show in town. We'll start out with... how do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll do 3 of them for now. You know what? Let's be a little spicy. Let's do 4. And then what we'll do is we'll wrap around here because we're going to have some services on this side. Although that seems a little counterintuitive now that I'm thinking about it. Because we actually really want this area back here to be fields, so we can do services on the other side over here. We'll start with the basics and then go up from there. Some of the basics we need is a well dipper. This gives them some basic health and hygiene. Also gives them, can put out fires. We also need, where is it? We do need to get into temples. Oh, we do need a mason yard. Mason yard is sort of like our construction office. If this were Tropico, that would be our construction office, but they also make artwork, which is a crucial part to some... there's the markets. We do need a small market to actually distribute the goods. And a granary to hold all of these goods that we farm up here. All right, we can do maize. So not every map has a random assortment of different raw materials that you can produce there, and it is not all of them. So there are some raw materials that we just can't grow here. Like one of them has fruit trees, but we can't do that. We can do maize. Maize is like your basic crop. We can do cotton. Opal and Magway. So some of these require dry terrain. But let's start with maize here. Each one of these farm huts can only hold a certain amount of fields here. Let's get, you know what? We're going to get a fair amount of that. We'll get a couple of bands of cotton. And some nopal. You can only go so far away from some of these. And then these ones up here, this is what allows us to reclaim some fields from the swamp and actually start making this dry land. So we'll start doing some of that. All right, you know what? Let's unpause here. I do have a habit of doing a million things and then never unpausing. Let's give our workers some time to cook. Oh, right, that's one other thing that I do need to do critically is we've got a road out here, and we need to get a clay pit or two. Because raw clay is an essential base ingredient. You have to do it near water when swamp counts as water. And then we might as well also get a kiln to turn some of that clay into pottery, which is a very early commodity that is required. And then, of course, timber and clay are kind of like the two main building blocks. And yes, as it says, some of my structures can't be reached. As soon as they build this little ramp here, then people will be able to get up there. Now, these farmers' huts do more than just farm. They can actually grow in type and value. They can become bigger, house more people. I don't know why it says fertility poor, because we did just see... Yeah, this stuff is all like max fertility here. But we'll give them some time to get cooking here. Also, yeah, the game, the devs definitely did their research here. There are a whole bunch of different months, and this is more towards the Aztec calendar than your traditional 12-month calendar or some fantastical one. So we are in the 14th of the month of dryness. All right, got our market up and running. Let's see. The home has everything it needs. That's a good thing. So once a home has everything it needs, it will eventually upgrade itself to the next level, and then we'll start demanding some more things. They're also down here planting the maize fields. We could go in. We could draw out some canals here, actually. Actually, why don't we? Oh yeah, let's get rid of you. Because a canal will we might need to do a little bit more spacing here. A canal will bring water over to these, help irrigate them and give them a growth bonus here. Okay, yeah, all right, so they actually built the ramp, we just haven't, but yeah, we got also sit on here. We want you to get maize. We will actually get all of the different foods, even though we're not growing some of these. Nopal, oops, meat, fish. We can go, so let's see here. For fishing, yeah, it would be the wharf. Placing these can be a little bit tricky. We should be able to, but I think we might need to reclaim some land, like dry land on the side here. I don't think you can put it on the edge of a swamp. Oh, actually this one works. Oop, this one works. Okay. Let's get a road going there. And then for our meat, if we see little herds of animals somewhere, ooh, like up here. Yeah, you don't actually need to have your hunter's lodges connected to the roads here. So I think what I'll do is I'm actually going to slap down some common homes here. Let's start with 3 for the moment. We'll give you guys a small market. We'll also do a porter yard here. This allows us to sort of like transport materials up to this area. So even though these guys might not necessarily be producing a lot of them, Yeah, probably get a mason yard up here since we need that basically as a construction office. All right, the canal, can I? Looks like we're gonna have to reclaim this land and then canal it. Seems a little, you know, we're drying out the swamp and then we're gonna flood it again. But it's worth it for the irrigation. I should have probably planned that out first. Now, one other thing that we can do here is we can start importing not as much maize, because we're, well, I don't want to export maize. But we want to import fruits and chilies. We're making nopal, we'll be making meat, we're going to make fish, and then salt and cacao are like rich people food, so we don't need to import for them. But I do want to get a good diverse diet going, so we'll import some fruit and chilies, which we cannot grow natively. I guess I have to just, yeah, I guess I have to just let it finish, because once these mature, quote unquote, then that will let us reclaim the land over here. All right, these things are starting to slowly be built. Probably should get a sawer over here. Also should probably get some temples down, or a temple down rather. So there are 6 different gods here, and just like with the Roman gods or the Egyptian gods, building temples will boost certain structures, but also favor the gods in certain manners if they like you. So Tlatoani, for example, is like a patron saint of farmers. But one other little bit of a hitch that you need to do, something you need to plan around here, is the fact that symmetry matters. The gods care about symmetry, and wow, actually, if I plop this right down here, that is technically divine symmetry. Interesting. I mean, that would stomp on a whole bunch of crops. I'd prefer not to. Yeah, see, like there, that has awful symmetry. That has awful symmetry. Good symmetry, and technically it goes... See, the other one that likes it is Zyptotech. Alright, I'll take a good symmetry. But you can really go kind of nuts in terms of your planning. You know, trying to get like divine level symmetry to max out your things. I'm still learning the game here. All right, looks like they finished that up here. We reclaimed that. Our farmers' huts are now small cottage. Do not feel secure enough against invasion. I think part of what we can do to help with that is a sentry post. Helps with security. What's a good like little nook of an area to sneak in a sentry post? I mean, I guess we could put one up here. Just gonna extend the road a little bit. Probably while we're at it, do a sweeper. They're like the hygienic people. They clear out They're the, I guess, the janitors, if you will. Yeah, forces are not adequate enough to deter our enemies. Understandable. We have a couple of different good crops going here. There's our sentry post, providing security. Oh yeah, we do have to worry about our expenses. Our axes are our currency of choice here. Our shrine is... So what we need is this artwork. Artwork is something that... So the mason yards are there to build and repair your buildings, but they also take some stone and produce artwork in their spare time. So if your mason yards are super busy, it's going to take them a while to get any artwork done. Of course, having extra mason yards, like up here, will certainly help. Actually, so all right, here's what we're going to do. So this is just sort of a holder. We are going to accept timber. Actually, yeah, get timber. And get some clay. Get some stone. I'll have you get some maize. I'll have you accept meat so that other things can take it off of it. And accept some fish. It's no granary. Food can spoil there, but hopefully it goes right to the market where it will be eaten. Oh yeah, we should probably also get a well dipper here. We need troops here. Need weapons. What kind of weapons do you guys need? Feathers? Well, weapons, eh? We can import some weapons. At least until we get our infrastructure enough to get those built up. I think we're starting to get some water seeping in here. Got our trade band going on here. Needs more religion. Oh, okay. So hey, it looks like they just finished the shrine to Zyptotec, and it's also, you can see from the things, there's other structures that benefit from Zyptotec. They're all enranged here. And they actually get efficiency bonuses. There's offerings of maize and pulque, and yes, you can do sacrifices to the gods. We're not doing that at the moment, but you can. We just need more staff. Good symmetry, good ambiance. Oop, and all right, there we've got our things full. And so now our maize is getting irrigated for a 50% growth bonus. We just need a priest. Now I forget, we may need more elite workers. So let's get a noble compound. We could We could make the nobility like on this part of town. But let's put you here for now. Make you on this side of the district. Because I think the priest is one of the nobility, so we need to get an extra noble person in the city in order for them to fill this role, so that they can then give religion to the rest of our city. We also probably should build a temple to a different god here. But one thing at a time. City mood is good. That's good. Yeah, so they cut down here, but yeah, they will... Oh yeah, these outcrops, while we don't have the means to sustainably harvest stone... let's go back to my industries. Yeah, we don't have the stone quarrier. You can just individually mark rocks, or outcroppings as they call them, to be removed, and you get some, like a one-time thing of stone from that. Alright, we have some more elites. Now we just need somebody to take a job here. It also looks like we need a servant here. Probably should just get some more base workers here. I think that may be part of our issue here. So we'll get some common homes. We will also get, while we're over here, we can get a sweeper and a sentry post. Alright, we are getting some meat here. That's good. Yeah, the fact that this place isn't getting a servant may just be a case of just needing more basic citizenry here. But nothing a few more common homes won't solve. And then once these get their upgrades, that will provide even more workers. All right, we have our houses built here. There's the servant, and there's our priest. I don't actually know if the priest was an elite, but you know what? We got some more elites. Why not? And now we have good religion. Needs more education. Well, this one hasn't gotten their religion yet, but they need more education. So education is... where are you? This one. This is the education. Basically, this is the equivalent of an elementary school. Actually, since... You probably need one you're as well. Also, now we can see that because we are fulfilling one of the gods that favors farmers, This is getting a 6% boost to their productivity just because we have the proper gods. So organizing your city in different sectors and then having the proper gods overseeing those sectors not only makes the gods happy, but also helps your people get what they need. All right, we just cracked 1,000 people. All right, folks. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.